What's going on YouTube? Thank you 546. We got our first win, finally, but it's against the Washington football team. A team without a name, a team in disarray. They've got defense on the defensive line, but other than that, they don't really have much on their team. And this is a team that's going to be fighting us for that first pick. Just like last year in that second game was the Chase Young Bowl. Our second game against Washington could very well be the Trevor Lawrence Bowl or the second pick bowl because the Jets look awful. But, I mean, I should be excited. I should be excited because it's been 5 weeks and we haven't gotten a win. I really should be, but I'm not excited. I'm not excited. And that just feels bad, man. To get a win against a division rival in your first win, and I'm not excited because we just don't look good. On offense, we just don't look good, and everybody wants to blame it on the quarterback, and that's fine. You're entitled to your opinion, but you cannot tell me that this offense looked this bad last year. You just can't. You can't tell me that this offense looked this bad last year with the same quarterback there. The only difference is this quarterback is able to run the ball more. But last year's Daniel Jones was throwing the ball all over the place. I mean, it was easy for him. He was scoring a bunch of points. So you would expect this year to be somewhat similar or him to improve. But in this offense where Jason Garrett has everybody running curls or everyone going deep or a screen or him bringing a receiver in behind the line of scrimmage to block linebackers. It just doesn't make sense. What he's doing does not make sense. And he's still there, still calling these plays. And at some point, it becomes Joe Judge's fault to allow him to do this because he's not utilizing these players to their strength. You can tell every time they have Evan Ingram going across the field, he's open. There's not been one time where he's not been open. Darius Slayton, every time he's running a deep in route, he's open. Intermediate in route, he's open. So I just want to see these players used to their strengths. Austin Mack got promoted. He didn't really do much at all. I think he had like one catch for like 3 yards or 2 yards. But I just think he's better than what we had in there. It just looked bad, though. To see C.J. Board go down and to know that we only dressed 4 receivers. 4 receivers. Like, you go into a game with 4 receivers and not much is like, I just don't get it. You're going into a game with 4 receivers, so if someone gets injured, you have 3 receivers. In a league where we mostly have 3 receivers out there on every other play, on most plays, you're going to have 3 receivers there. You only dress 4. So once Slayton went down after C.J. Board, we're like, we only have 2 receivers, Golden Tate and Austin Mack. So you're going to have to use Dion Lewis and Evan Ingram at receiver at that point, and that takes away from our other positions, and it puts them to where you're not going to have as much mismatches. So that just shows the lack of depth at receiver. People want to just blame everything on the offensive line, but for the most part, the offensive line created holes for the running game. And for the most part, they kept DJ clean. They really did. And the receivers weren't open. A lot of people want to talk about why is DJ holding on to the ball. Well, maybe no one's open. Maybe the routes that everybody's running is jumbling themselves up so everyone's covered. But I don't want to turn this into a rant. I mean, we won the game. Let's build off of this. We got Philly, another division rival coming up. We've got Philly twice and Washington twice over this next like 6 weeks or something like that. So hopefully we can get some wins during this time, build off of them, build some confidence, get our legs back under us on offense. Like, can we finally see an offensive game that looks good? I mean, last week we put up, 30-something points, but it didn't really look good. It didn't. We got a defensive touchdown. So there was a lot of things that had to go our way. We also got a turnover in the red zone. So let's see our offense finally wake up. But I'm glad we got a win. We needed a win so badly. We really did. and we got one. It looks like already at this point we lost for the tank for Trevor because the Jets look awful. But you guys, let me know what you think of our first win. I'm happy. I'm happy we got our first win, but of course I wanted this to be a lot larger of a margin, and we came way too close to losing this game. But I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. Diggy546. I'm out.